Welcome back to Hunting God's Country. Thanks for joining me today. So the 2025 Michigan deer hunting regulation changes is what this video is about. And believe it or not, the guide is out. Last year, we didn't get it until like a week before season started. So I'm super pumped that they've already released the hunting guide for this year. However, there's a bunch of regulation changes that we really need to make sure everybody knows. And I'm excited to give you this news. I also have some things I want to cover at the end, so make sure you stick with me all the way to the very end. Now, early antlerless season opens September 20th. So guys and gals, we're only 2 months away. It's coming right back. Deer season ends and we all get depressed, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's back. The world moves so fast, it's great. So coming right up. But here's the things we really need to know. We got to cover a few things that have changed for this year. We're going to start with deer harvest reporting is mandatory. This started back in 2022, and even if you're processing your own deer, it is now a mandatory requirement. If the DNR finds you, F-I-N-D-S, with a deer that's not been reported, you have 72 hours, by the way, to report that. But the fine is actually, there's a $150 fine for a non-reported deer harvest. So the first year it was kind of like, hey, let's try this and see if it works. Let's see if we can get people to actually report their deer. The last year or two it was, yeah, there could be a fine, but let's just really get this rolling. Well, this year it's mandatory, and there is a fine if you do not report your harvest. So just want to throw that out there so everyone's aware of it. And that's where we're at with that. You can use either the e-license link online to report it, or if you have the DNR Hunt Fish app on your phone, which I recommend. I have it. It's really convenient. Plus, you've got all the info right in your hand when you're out hunting. If you got your cell phone with you, you can jump on and read the regulations and all that stuff. It's all right there with you. So you can use the e-license app or the DNR Hunt Fish app to report those. But it is mandatory now. Deer harvest reporting, absolutely mandatory. Muzzleloader season, zones 2 and 3. So that's Lower Peninsula, the whole Lower Peninsula. It's not a muzzleloader season anymore. You can use any legal firearm, whatever's legal during the regular firearm season, depending on where you're at in there. Obviously, if you're in zone 3, the south zone, you can't use a center fire rifle like a 30-06, but you can use any straight walled cartridge, anything that's legal. So you guys, obviously, for all of this stuff, please go and see the actual regulations. I am not an attorney. I'm not giving you specific legal advice, but any legal firearm can be used in the muzzleloader season for zones 2 and 3. Zone 1, the Upper Peninsula. Guess what? It's still muzzleloader only. So muzzleloader season in December, if you're in the UP, you actually have to use a muzzleloader, and we have a true muzzleloader season. So any of my friends down here in the Lower Peninsula, if you wish to go to the Upper Peninsula and hunt with a muzzleloader, that's the only way to do it. All right, early and late antlerless firearm seasons are open on public lands as well as private lands this year. And that is for the Lower Peninsula only. In the UP, there is no early or late antlerless firearm season. Yeah, you heard me. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Unavailable. Upper Peninsula doesn't get to have an early or late firearm antlerless deer season. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. The late antlerless season for Lower Peninsula has been extended to January 11th of 2026. That's for the South Zone, lower parts of Zone 3. It's all of Zone 3 plus 7 additional counties in the lower part of Zone 2. So that adds Newaygo County, Mecosta County, Isabella, Midland, Gratiot, and Montcalm County. So that kind of the center band right there in Zone 2, just above the line of Zone 3. So those counties get included into that. And that's going to go, like I said, through January 11th of 2026. There's also the entire January archery late season that's available in a bunch of counties down in the southeast. Well, I think it also includes a couple on the west side, like Kent County and then of course over Wayne County in that area on the other side. So those are going to be available this year as well for the whole month of January for a late archery season. Here's the big kicker: baiting. You guys have probably seen my previous video. If not, you can click on it up here. There was a proposal to have a $20 fee to get a baiting license, a baiting permit for this year. Well, that hasn't passed. That didn't go through, which doesn't surprise me on any level whatsoever. But baiting is completely banned in the Lower Peninsula. Completely banned. However, for the Upper Peninsula, baiting is entirely legal, starting September 15th all the way through January 1st. Okay, so we can't shoot antlerless deer in the UP and a bunch of the areas. We're going to cover that in a second, but we can bait. In the Lower Peninsula, we can't bait, but we can shoot 10 antlerless deer, and then we can shoot 10 more in the late antlerless season. Okay, I'll leave that one up to you guys. Please hit me up in the comments and let me know what you think about that. But Upper Peninsula antlerless is open basically along the south border. So it's going to be areas 22, 55, 121, 122, and then 155 and 255. All of those areas are open for antlerless deer hunting if you have the universal antlerless license. For DMU 352, and that would include areas 27, 36, 152, 252. I think it's just those four that are in there. That's like western central UP, central half of the western half. That area is open for antlerless, but only with the antlerless deer hunting access permit, and you have to apply for that. So, like I said earlier, make sure you go and actually read the regulations so that you can follow the rules here and get on board with that. So if you go and apply for that deer hunting access permit and get it drawn for that deer hunting access permit, then you can also purchase your universal antlerless license, and then you can hunt those 4 zones there in DMU 352 for antlerless. The rest of the Upper Peninsula, closed. Closed. That's no antlerless, except for archery. You can shoot an antlerless with your bow in the early archery season, October 1st to November 14th. Late, whole different rules. So here's another thing. There's so many different parts of all of this stuff. I'm not going to do one video that's 45, 50 minutes long of just this. So I'm going to break this out into a bunch of different videos going specific on a bunch of these different items that are in the hunting guide for this year. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Come back. If you've already seen some of my videos, thank you. I appreciate you coming back and watching more. What I just covered are basic regulation changes for this year, but I'm going to go in depth on at least a handful, maybe 2 hands full of different subjects for this year. There's a bunch of things in there that I think really people need to know about, and they get overlooked, forgotten, missed. And there's a big population here in Michigan that hunt, and I think we really need to get a little more specific. So further videos, I'll get into those things a little bit deeper, but please let me know in the comments what it is, anything specific that you guys want to know about, and I will report on that. I also want to make sure that you have an opportunity to come back and watch some more specific videos, especially we're going to be talking about Upper Peninsula deer hunting all the way around. So I'm going to have a video real soon on just that. just Upper Peninsula, what's available, when, date, seasons, what area you're in, if you can shoot a buck, if you can shoot 1 buck or 2 bucks, what your antler point restrictions are, whether or not you can shoot a doe in this area or that area, right? So this antlerless stuff is really, it's really become not controversial, but the Upper Peninsula regulations, agree or disagree, have gone a lot of changes, gone through a lot of changes in the last couple of years. So going to be a complete video on that. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you guys being here. So those are the basic regulation changes for this year. Baiting completely banned in the Lower Peninsula. Oh, I touched on it, but I'll hit that real quick. I mentioned you can shoot up to 10. You can purchase up to 10 antlerless, universal antlerless deer licenses this year. Now they've extended the antlerless season into January for that, what I was telling you, Zone 3 and parts of Zone 2 there. Those, you can buy an additional 10 at $5 each for those late season antlerless licenses. Let me know what you think. Is that good or is that bad? That means a single person could actually shoot 20 antlerless deer in one season. You can shoot 10 during any of the regular seasons from the early season, September 20th, 21st, from the early antlerless, to October 1st through January 1st, regular seasons, archery, firearm, muzzleloader, late archery, late antlerless. You can buy 10 for that. You can buy 10 more for the January 2nd through January 11th season. So, depending on how many kids you have to feed and how many friends and neighbors you want to feed and how prolific you are with hunters for the hungry and feeding the homeless, you can shoot 10 in the regular season and 10 more in January. So let me know what you think about that. Hit me up in the comments below and let me know your thoughts on that system. But that's where we're at. We're back to that. Late 90s, early 2000s, we had an opportunity to buy 10 or more licenses, or 1 year, I think it was even unlimited. But thanks for joining me. Like I said, appreciate y'all. Make sure you continue to watch here. We've got new videos coming for you every day. We're working on Christmas in July right now. We're about halfway through that. And we have a new video for you every single day. So make sure you hit that notification bell next to the subscribe button so that you get a notification every day when our new video comes out and you can come back and join us. Have a great deer season, everybody. Shoot straight and keep the fire going.